Today is like the bane of my existence with technology. Am I back? Did it crash? It did crash. It did crash. That was like a whole thing. Oh my goodness. Okay. Fingers crossed. Third time's the charm tonight. I just, man, some days it's just like, let's take that patience fuse and let's just burn it down quite a bit. Pen, your chat messages finally came through. So something going on. But a long stream for you today. What were you playing? What were you doing? And thank you so much for the raid. Sorry that we're just having a heck of a time today. Oh my goodness. Dirk's got first. Yes, I will absolutely give them some Tritos. Here, can I guess that's not how I think so. What? There we go. There we go. All right. There is that cam. Man, that seems like a... My gosh, this whole thing today. Do this. Just that a little bit. That looks a little better. That looks like we can look at it. Look at that meeps. Look at that baby. An absolute unit. So cute. So destructive. Also, Derp getting that daily fruit snack cranky as well. Me eat boobs KO. That's what Miko's name should have been. That's what Miko's name should have been. Alright, my computer's pissing me off. Cranky, same. Absolute same. Let me give some Tritos. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Whee! Go. And then we'll give some Tritos for you. Oh my gosh. The little one. Boobs KO. Listen, that's how I want to get KO'd. Is by boobs. Alright? That's the way to do it. Absolutely the way to do it. Is boobs. They know. They absolutely know. Come here, Storm. Lexa. Come here, Lexa. Not you, Miko. Lexa. Lexa. Alright, she's not quite on camera. Here, Stormy. Here you go. Here, Miko, you can lick my fingers. They've got to get around the kid. The kid, takes all of them. Look at him, though. So adorable. Bring this back down to size. But if I get KO'd by boobs, it would be so... Oh my god, that's too funny. That's too funny. Listen, come KO me. Oh man. You want to hug them so bad, Lou? All you gotta do is just head over here. They will cuddle with you so hard. So hard. Guys, who's excited? Alright, let's get into Manor Lords. So, right off the bat, we get into some customization options. We can choose of these icons for our Lord, how we want to look. This guy just looks like... What's the dude's name from Game of Thrones? Joffrey? We can't beat this guy. We can't. That's just a whole thing. This guy is afraid of being mocked for his triple chin. So he has no neck. This guy's got a good looking beard. And he's seen some shit. Look at that little... Look at that. And this guy, he's well, he's got some kids in places. This guy looks pretty cool. Wait, are we still talking about boobs? I'll show myself out. Yes. This guy looks like Kingpin from Daredevil. We're gonna be this guy. We're gonna be this guy. And then you get to like customize the crap out of your banner, which I think is really cool. There's all of these options that you can choose from to make your banner, and I think that's freaking dope. And then you can choose your coloring, which I think is really cool. And there are some options on here. I like it. Ooh, I like that red. And then you can choose like the background here and like secondary colors. Like, you can really make this pop. And then you can choose what the symbol is. Let's see here. There's quite a few symbols to choose from. You got options. This is very customizable. Looks like underwear. That looks like an ass. Like a snail. I like that. A chicken. We gotta have a chicken on here for Lou. We'll make that a golden cock. I think that's perfect. And then we'll go to our second side. Kind of place off of that. We've got to have a good purple. I think purple's pretty good. Purple's pretty good. And then we'll make that the gray as well. And then we got to choose our symbol. Oh no, Lou about to get milked. Yeah, you gotta watch out for that one. Gotta watch out for that one. We're always talking about boobs here. Exactly. That's why they're rickrolled. Speaking of getting milked, we should probably do like a boar. That'd be pretty cool. A boar, a bull. Very close. Very close, Wig. But not close enough. Anything else on here that would, like, get milked? The goat. Or a ram. Horse. Interesting. Yeah, we'll go with the horns. I feel like the horns is a... Like, we're cocky and we're horny. That seems very fitting, doesn't it? What's a good color to go with that looks pretty good, right? I like that. Ooh, that's sexy. A horny cock. Exactly. With anything but a Lapras wigs. That's fair. I feel like we should have like switched these. Alright, hold on. Like, don't we feel like, yeah, I feel like we should have switched these. Let's turn this into the cock. Interesting. And then we're gonna come over here and we're gonna change this to the bull. I think I like it the black and then yellow. Which case, then we'll come over here and then we'll like yellow and then that looks the best. There we go, horny cock. A wild Matt, what's up, Mr. ADHD Games? I'm gonna save this coat of arms. I like it. Excellent. All right, let's go. So now we're in the screen, right? So we get to choose our scenario template. So this is kind of like broken down into 3, and eventually we're going to get a lot more maps. So this game is early access, so there's just one map. Although, the map is randomized. So you'll spawn in a different place. Each location spawns different resources and things like that. So it is, even though it's the one early access map, it's still... You can play the game a couple of times over and not have a similar map experience, okay? So, scenario templates. You have 3 scenarios that we can do. We have Rise to Prosperity. And the main goal for this is to reach the large town settlement level. And then we can choose to continue in the Endless mode, which I think is really cool. Restoring the Peace. So this one's kind of a balance between growing and doing combat. And then on the edge. So this one is a high pace. You got to grow fast. You got to build that army fast. And you got to fuck shit up, right? So you kind of choose. We're going to go with restoring the peace. We're going to kind of find that middle balance. Then you can choose your difficulty. So you've got relaxing, which is just kind of the chill, take it at your own pace kind of version. Then you've got default, which is kind of balanced on it. And then you got challenging. It's going to come and hit you hard. So I would say either relaxing or default until you get kind of a feel for how the game plays. Trying to get extra sleep to get rid of this bug. Get some rest, Lou. It was so good to see you. And thank you for that resub, you glorious human being. Cranky was gone for literally 60 seconds. Welcome back, Cranky. What else would you expect? Yes, Lou. Hope you feel better. Give Murph all the cuddles. So we're going to do, I think we're going to do default just to kind of give you guys like a middle ground feel for this. So the end goal is domination. So we have to eliminate everybody else on the map and have total control over everything. AI opponents is on off. So I wonder if eventually there's going to be like a versus mode maybe. Off map adversary adds an AI opponent located off map. He controls 2 regions and brings his soldiers in the main game when challenged. And then AI aggressiveness, you can choose how hard to go. Raider frequency, so you're going to have an opposing manor or opposing lord trying to gain dominance as well as bandits. But it's okay. You get 2 free years from raiders. You get an initial bandit camp, which is going to give you some influence and some money to start with. Random bandit camp spawn limits, so only 3 at a time. Starting season is spring, so you have to deal with your seasons. Starting supplies, armament delivery, so you'll, at a certain point we'll get some weapons and armor delivered, which will be nice. Residential requirements is balanced, and medium penalty for approval. Well placement, you have to look at your underground water, and then weather events are balanced. So this is entirely customizable to the experience that you want to have in the game. So by all means, and like there's like more coming soon. We're gonna get different maps. This is still very much early access, and I'm sure we'll hit some bugs, but what we're starting with is a pretty solid base for this game. Here we go. We're gonna get into it. Welcome back, Mal. I'm very excited to show you guys this game. Mal, have you picked this one up? I know you and I play very similar games. Oh man. Nikos just collected everything in here. She's in her shoe eating era. We can't leave our shoes down by the door. She hoards them all in her bed. And then passes out on top of them. It's pretty funny. Alright, so here is how... Hello? Did we crash? Okay. Here's where we start. Alright, so we're going to pause this just from the get-go so I can kind of explain what we're looking at on the screen here. And I'm actually going to pull this over here so you guys can see a little bit better what's happening. Okay, so we have a new message. So you get messages. We're going to read this. Victory condition. This is the victory condition we chose. Is dominance. So build up your town, your manor, and when ready, press claims toward regions owned by your opponents. Once a claim has been pressed, be ready for battle. And then I'll unite these lands under my rule. So in Manor Lords, families need food and fuel and a roof above their heads to survive. So we need supplies, and the region panel above shows how much you've got left. Okay, so this is your supplies here. So we have 4 months of food and currently no fuel. And then we also have to worry about our livestock. So we've got one stable space, as we have 1 oxen right now. You're going to use oxen to move lumber around and to also be able to plow your fields. Horses are going to help with your trading to outside sources, and mules are going to help your trading within your own regions. And then for pasture space, we can do livestock trading, so we can breed sheep and use that to bring in a little bit of money. So that's our livestock. And then we're going to come a little bit further. Our regional wealth. This is how much money our region has. This is a separate wealth from our personal manor wealth. All right. So that's that. Our public order. This is going to change around depending on what we've got going on. Then we've got our approval rating. So our people have got to be happy. And there are going to be a lot of things that influence this, such as their homelessness, their ability to have supplies, etc. This is our total population. So the houses that we built come in 3 levels. You have level 1, and then you can upgrade to 2, and then upgrade to 3. So we get to start with 5 level 1 families. And these are our workers, or our civilians, basically. And they'll also end up being our army, because these are who will arm. Then we have our living space. This is going to tell us how many burgage plots that we have. So those are our homes. So we have 5 level 1 families. We're going to need to build 5 houses. Assigned means that's how many families we have assigned to a specific job. And then unassigned, these are the guys that are going to be like our free workers who will build things for us, move supplies around, and then be assigned to jobs. So that's everything on the left-hand side. Here in the center, that's the name of our town, Waldbrand. And then it shows us we get development points, so kind of a skill tree. And then we have our goal to get to our next settlement level, which is going to give us a development point and let us do a little bit more. So we need to have level 1 or higher, and we need 5 of them. So if we build 5 houses, we'll get to our next settlement level, which will be small village. If we come right down, this is going to show us the good, the bad, and the ugly. So right now, this is showing us that we've got homelessness happening. Our people need houses, or they're going to be freezing in the winter. And homeless people can't be a part of our militia either. And then this come down a little bit further, shows us recent events. Then if we come over here to the right hand side, these are our supplies. So we have 8 timber, 0 planks, 20 stone, 10 tools. So that's kind of our starting bit. Then our food. So we have options for meat, veggies, berries, bread, eggs, apples, honey. Then we got firewood and charcoal, our crops, crafting materials, commodities, and then stuff for our military. So that's the top row of information here. Then we have our lord information over here. So we can go into visit mode. That means we can walk around in third person view. And I'll show that off later after we get some stuff built. Then we have our revenue that we need to be able to buy mercenaries and make our retinue a little bit stronger. Then we have taxes, and then we also have influence. That's influence we need to be able to claim realms, and we can gain influence by taking out bandits, by taking tithe at our church, and I think there's like another way, but those are like the 2 primary ways. And then our king's favor, which we can use for diplomatic purposes. So that's what we've got going on up here at the top. Then down here is your roads, your construction, your army, your map, help, and settings. Then in this bottom right, that's our speed menu, and then our seasons. And it kind of gives you a breakdown of what you can do in the seasons. So in the spring, you have frequent raining, and then seasonal deposits regrow. So like your berries and things like that will regrow in the spring. If you have supplies that are exposed to the elements, the rain is what's going to ruin them. So we have to think about that too. Summer is when your crops grow, or you possibly have droughts. Autumn is when we harvest and get ready to plow and sow more crops. And then winter, seasonal resources are gone, and firewood consumption is doubled. So that kind of breaks that down for you as well. Oh, and that's that. So this is our starting. So you get to start with a little bit of supplies. So we have 8 logs here. Then you get a hitching post. This is where your oxen are and your stable space. So you got to keep an eye on that, because if you order and you don't have space for it, they'll leave and you've essentially lost money. But you can upgrade it to a small stable and be able to order some more livestock. Here's our homeless people's tents. And you can upgrade it to a worker camp. We don't have to worry about that because we're going to get houses done. And then what we do next is we're going to zoom out and we're going to see where we are, what resources we have, and what we're looking at. I'm very excited because we're smack dab in the middle. So this is where we are. We've got berries, we have a clay deposit, stone, iron deposit, and we have a rich deposit for meat. So wild animals. So we're going to be doing some hunting and tannery in this area. So we'll be able to do like leathers and stuff like that. So you kind of really have to take a look at what we've got going on, because we need to do some planning for what we want to do. So this is just telling us when we have enough influence, we can claim other regions here with that influence. So if we take a look at the map here, and okay, this might be a region that we really want to go for because it's rich in iron. Iron's what we need to be able to make weaponry, which we need for a very strong army. So we might want to try and push for up here if we possibly can. We might not be able to. And if that's the case, we've got some thinking to do. This one's really rich in berries and stone. But because it's rich in 2, this is not going to be viable for farming. We might be able to do some farming on this area of land. This one's only... So typically if it's rich in 2 deposits, it's not going to be fertile land for farming. So we have to think about future trades, where we're going to get money, things like that. This one's berry and meat. Alright, so let's zoom back in. Kind of take a look at our land here. So we have our King's Roads coming through here, and it looks like we have a windmill and a granary right here that we could restore. Got a lot of trees. Got a King's Road over here. This is where our wild animal rich deposit is. So something I want to take a look, if we go into construction, over here on the right, we've got some overlays that we can take a look at. Be sure to check all the resource deposits as well as investigate the soil fertility before deciding on the direction of your town. If your region has weak fertility, consider setting up trade early. So this is just kind of giving us an idea, and this is what we're looking at. So we want to look at where our underground water is, because we need to be able to build well to get water for putting out fires, as well as making sure our town is nice and hydrated. And we've got some good spots. Got a lot over here. And this would be like a really, like, look at all this lushness over here. This would be a really good spot to build like a little forestry camp. And maybe do like our town over here with like our market here in the center. Alright, let's take a look at fertility. Okay, so Immer fertility, that's our wheat. And we actually have a good supply of it. I want to kind of take a look at the surrounding areas as well. So we got to think about our future cities also. So right here, we've got some options for farming. Like, this is amazing area for farming right here. And then if we look at over here, see how this has 2 rich deposits and there's not a lot of fertile ground? The same for right here. And if we come down here, the same situation, and the same over here. So honestly, we're in the best spot for farming. This might be our farm. Then we can look at our flax fertility. So it looks like we've got some spots right here, which would be best. So wheat here, flax here. Then we've got barley, which we are going to need for alcohol purposes, which looks like right here. Then our rye is the entire area. Okay. So I think we want to start with wheat. So let's really take a look at what's going to be good for our town. Everywhere is good for rye. Okay. So the 2 that you really, three. You need to really focus on three. Okay? You need wheat for bread, which I believe you could also use rye for, but we have to unlock rye. Then you have to worry about your barley, because you need that for ale. In order to get your town upgraded to level 3, you got to have booze for them. So we got to consider that. And then flax you need for linen and clothing and such, which you need for trade and upgrading your town. So I think I'm going to focus essentially on the rye and flax and barley. So we could build like a couple of barley farms here. We could clear this out and make some flax over here. And then all this down here good for rye. So I think right here, this area right here might be good for our town. And then we can make ourselves like a little lumber section over here, because we don't want to get rid of our woods up here. So we can put our hunting and our tannery up in this area. Got our underground water. So you could put like a well right here. We've got to think about where we want to put our manor, which is ultimately going to be our castle, as well as our marketplace. I think this area for our town. We focus on farming over here. So we're going to do our wood production over here. I think this is our game plan. I think. So we could also do like our castle up here. Yeah, okay. And then worst case is we call a bunch of mulligans and we start over. So not the end of the world. So one of the first things that we need to build, we need to have a means of lumber. And we've got these woods down here. Don't want to go so close to like the border here, because it's quite possible we'll have a lot of fighting here. So I think we're going to put like our lumber yard here. Right there. And then we're going to hook a road up to it. So all of your buildings need to have road access. And the roads here are really cool. You can make really neat winding roads. And some workplaces allow villagers to use handcarts to transport up to 10 goods at once. However, pulling a handcart off-road is extremely slow, and that's why you need... So we can just kind of like zoom in here. And honestly, that's a short enough path we can just make that straight. Roads cost us no resource. So build all the roads you absolutely can. And you need roads for your oxen to be able to move things around. So there we go. I'm liking it. And we can like kind of, and see how it kind of like automatically curves around the building for us. It's like we absolutely could kind of like make a path and like connect it up if we wanted to. So we got some options there. And we're going to set this as our highest priority because we need wood stat. So we're gonna get things going. Now we're a little ways out here, but that's okay. We're gonna make it happen. We're just gonna kind of let things go. What's up, Gadget? How are you doing? All right, so we've got 6 timber. So we've got the wood happening. We've got to consider like our people building, right? So we're gonna build a couple of houses here, and the housing building on this is really freaking cool. So you know how like in City Skylines we want to try and like really fill our spaces. With this, you don't. You want big yards, you want big plots, because you can add additional family space. And you can have little workshops in the backyard, which is going to provide us with some valuable resources. So just kind of keep that in mind. So I'm thinking this might be like our little market area here. So so your first 2 plots is the direction that your houses are going to face. So we're going to have them face the King's Road, just the main road. Go out this far, and then we'll come up here. then maybe kind of like, and you can kind of shape them however you want, which I think is really cool. We can get 3 houses, and then what we can do is we could hit lower. So I kind of want to just show this to you. We might let our wood build up just a little bit before we do this. But see, so this is a house. This is an additional family space, and then this is the backyard workshop. So I think that's really cool. If you have really big backyards, we can do like carrot farms, chicken coos, goat farming, all kinds of stuff. And then we can also, as they grow, specialize them to be like a blacksmith or a tailor, or they brew, you know, beers in their backyard kind of thing. And then when you get to level 3, your families on this double. So if this is just a 1-family plot, it turns into a 2-family plot. If it's a 2-family plot, like how this is, when it goes to level 3, it becomes a 4-family plot. So as we're planning out our buildings, we kind of want to make them as big and spacious as we can. So things to consider. And I actually don't mind this. This is pretty nice. We will... Do we like how that's shaped? Is the thing. What if... Come more this way. Want it to be, unless we kind of go this way, maybe save the inside to be more, there we go. So we could do 3. Okay, here we go. Did you see the news about 7 days? I did not. What's the news, Gadget? Oh, we might have just caught her in a... This is gonna take all 6... But we've also... What if we do... What if we did long? What if we kind of went like this? That's a lot of farm plot, because I'm thinking that we make these like vegetable farms, like carrots. Yeah, we'll do that. There's 2. Okay. So we're going to speed this up a little bit. We're going to let things start to get built. That's fairly sizable. Whoa, it's finally releasing as a full game next month? You mean that's not a full game? Wix has always been particularly interested in husbandry. Yes. Exactly. Alright, so look at this ox. Why aren't you using the road? Look at these guys. Yes, yes. Oh, we have a little shrine? Okay. We have our homelessness and our exposed goods and such. They're gonna work on getting this logging camp going. Use the road. Yes, there you go. Use the road back. Is the road just too cumbersome? We have a new message here. I've heard of your renown. I only seek to defend my rights and my honor against those who would wrong me. I hope you not judge me by the rumors and slanders that some may spread about me. Signed and sealed by my own seal, Hillbolt von blah blah blah. Right back. Eat my ass. Oh wait, hold on. You have no rightful claim to Shellspitz and Hostison. I require silver for my endeavors. Request funds. Your time has come. So we have like options, but declare surprise war. We're not going to do that. Firstly, look at this guy. Like a little shithead. We don't have influence to be able to do this option. So really, we can just tell him to just fuck right off. And then we'll send it. There. Letter sent. And then we've got to worry about this bandit camp here, because they're going to start to attack us at some point. So let's get in here. Look at him go. This is really cool. And then something that I can show you guys. Here, we'll just slow this down a little bit. Look at him working. We can go into first person or third person mode. We can walk around and be like, yes, build me a logging hut. And I think this is so flipping cool that we could come in here and see this. Look at that dope cape, right? Look at my pointy shoes. Like, it's really freaking cool. And then you just exit out of it and back. But I think that's so cool. Post it to the Discord. Thank you. Take a look here. After almost 12 years, the full game. Are they doing it, like, is it, bringing anything? Like, is it any different from what we currently have access to? That's crazy, 12 years later. Or is it they were like, yeah, we're not doing anything else to this game. Here you go. We'll call it finished. Was it a situation kind of like that? Here, we'll speed this up a little bit. Why are you guys just... We have thumbs up our butt? Okay. Let's not look at them. Maybe they have performance anxiety. We're going to come over here. We're going to take a look. So over here, we have a rich deposit of wild animals. So we're going to have meat and hide. 4 days. And then we've got like a little stone deposit over here. We don't really need a whole lot of stone for our settlement. I think maybe like 60 at most, and we have 120. So we'll only get the stone when we need it. We will be getting lots of new stuff in the next year. Oh, cool. Hell yeah. Let's take a look. So this is what a hunting camp is, what we need to get meat and hides. And we're just gonna kind of like put it relatively close. And we can't put it in there because it will cause them to move, but we can get it relatively close. We'll put it like right there, and then we'll build a road. Kind of like follow the like tree line here. Get it connected up to the road. Maybe that'll also help like the oxen get moved or to hit the road. And this is going to give us some starting food and supply, which is important. Yeah, I think we kind of do like, we'll put like our church down in here maybe. Because sadly, religion is a part of this. Big thing is a bandist and a story mode. Do you mean bandits? And a story mode? Story mode would be really cool. This building has no assigned families. Okay, so we have got livestock workforce is to be shared between workplaces. So we have one oxen right now, and this oxen is going to get a lot of freaking work. So we're going to have to look at getting another hitching post and another oxen almost immediately. so we have enough. But you can assign an oxen to a workplace to essentially make it more efficient. So we have our logging camp here. We're going to assign a family to it. So we had 5, we've got 1 assigned. So we have to kind of keep an eye on this. But then if you go to advanced, this is where we could assign livestock. We don't want to do that yet because we only have 1 little oxen doing some work. But I am going to make a hitching post, and we're going to put this hitching post where it connects up to the road, so that here soon, when we can get a secondary oxen, we can have that bad boy hitched here to do our logging industry. But we're not, the big thing about this game at the get-go is making sure that you don't go too hard too fast, because you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. And that's something I don't do very well. We get very gung-ho and get ahead of ourselves. So we're just kind of doing the essentials at the moment. I am going to speed this up just a smidgen. But we've got our logging camp going, and that's going to start getting us some more timber. Absolutely need. Because we're going to need to get some houses built. Our poor little oxen taking a break there. A guide is coming. And then we've got our little hunting lodge that's going to get built up here as well. And then we've got to take a moment to think about our granary and our storehouse. We have to think about placement for these, because that is very important where we place those. So I feel like we're going to end up doing a lot of houses down this way, and we're going to kind of clear this out a little bit. Because if we come back, take a look. This is where we've got like our berry deposit here. This is where our flax is going to be. This is where our wheat's going to be. So this is going to kind of be our farming here. Barley. We got to kind of consider the whole area is good for rye. So really, this bit here is where our housing needs to go. So not to go left, to go right. And we're going to kind of do a market here, I think. Where's the best place for our storehouse? I feel like we need a storehouse next to our logging. That's something we need to get relatively soon. So I'm going to do like our storehouse. I don't want it like right off of the road. We'll do it like right there. And we'll get like a road to it right up to our king's. There we go. So then all of the stuff that we have coming in from our logging and then like our firewood and stuff like that's going to go here. And then we'll be able to get our camp going. Or our marketplace. You found a better link and going to post it. And you posted one that gives the roadmap for the... Perfect. Take a look at the road. I'm gonna let the game kind of catch up here a little. Teams remade vehicle assets, new animals, new gore system, more zombie variants, a challenge system, road decals, updated VFX, random generation improvements, and more. Overhauled weather system, biome progression overhaul, wardrobe system, crossplay, bandits, an event system, multiple new side quests, a trader overhaul, a story mode, and much more. Oh, that's pretty exciting. Launches in June. Oh, heck yeah. That's pretty cool. We'll definitely have to take a look Uh-oh, we've got a situation here. See how it's raining? That means we've got some shit happening. Our wood supply is going to be at risk here. But we've got a hunting camp. So I am going to set somebody here so we can start getting some food in. Homeless will move to the plot, and if approval is high enough, it might attract new families too. However, families need more than just space to be happy. Okay, so we have our first house built. Let's check it out. Let's get down in here. Let's take a look at this humble abode, and look at all this land back here. This is pretty nice. So we can construct a backyard extension, and we have quite a few options, but only 3 available to us to begin with. So we can do a vegetable garden, chicken coop, or goat shed. We're going to be getting hides from our hunting, so we're not going to worry about hides. Also, it's going to cost us 25. We don't really have a lot of money to spare to begin with, but a vegetable garden is only going to cost us 15, and I think that's probably our best bet. So we're going to get that and get some vegetables going. And then we can also expand living space. So that's going to give us an additional family count. So we'll get more workers. And then so this kind of breaks down the requirements that we need to be able to get it to a level 2. So we need water access, we need a church access, a fuel stall, and then 2 foods, and then a clothing. Then we'd be able to upgrade it to a level 2. So we're also going to go ahead and expand the living space so we can get some more people in. We've got food for 2 months and fuel for 16 months. We're going to start getting some meat, and we're going to start getting some vegetables here. So our food should kind of equalize itself. You love raining games? Yeah. I mean, just listen to that. That's so, like, I could just have this on just to listen. The sounds of town. There's our little oxen, hard at work. Now we have 35 wealth. Oh man. Now I know this is probably... This is still getting built. Okay. Not gonna buy another oxen just yet. Now the supplies that are getting soaked are probably our wood. Nope, it's gonna be these supplies. See how we've got that stuff. Ah. So we need to look at a granary. Where's a good place for our grain? Additional question. Where is our granary? Granary, here we go. This is where the food's gonna go. And honestly, we can have this in a couple of places. So I almost kind of want to put this here. Next to where our current supplies are, for one. But also kind of like where the we're gonna get some meat and stuff. I'm gonna place it right there. Let's set that to our highest priority. Let's get that built. Set that to very high. Those are the things that we really need. They kind of come down here really quick, and they're already getting started on this. So let's speed that up a little bit and watch those guys get to work. It's very cool. It is. Look at that. They're grabbing supplies. They're coming over here. Perfect. Look at these guys go. Now, I do, like, if we come over here to the construction, this one says smell, work in progress, and then fire hazard, work in progress. I'm really interested if this is going to be something that applies to, like, the hunting camp and the tannery. Because, think of, like, the smells that are associated with that. You don't want your gutting hut right next to your church, right? That doesn't have any appeal. So I wonder if that's going to be a thing. And then the other thing that popped up said family requests more market area for their stall. So because they're working here, they want to be able to sell the meat that they've got, right? So something we can look at is looking at creating a market. And I might make one just right here. And if we come out down here to residential where the market is, there's no construction cost for this. And it provides space for the assigned families to set up their stalls and distribute their produce to the burgage plots. So this is how the houses are going to get their food, firewood, and clothing. We're just going to kind of make like a plot here. And this looks like it's going to give us like 19 market stalls. I don't think we need to have any bigger than that to start with, because we can always build another market and they're going to fill the spots as needed. I think for like your first, I think it's like 3 houses to stall or something like that. So we're just going to build a little market right here. Doesn't have to be huge. See how that one's not really that big? So well-supplied marketplace is the lifeblood of your town. Assigned families will set up stalls automatically as long as there's enough space on the market. Hover over specific categories to check your current supply and demand. Burgage plots closest to the market get their market requirements filled first. So the only houses we have are these two, but as we build houses here, this will have the highest priority, second, third, and so on. That makes sense for you guys. So eventually we would have to like make one like maybe over here if we had a lot going on, but I honestly think we just kind of build right here to get us going. And then they'll just fill that out automatically. So what we'll see happen is we'll come over here. This family owns a market stall. So what they're going to do is they're going to set up, I don't know if they're going to do hides or meat. Find out. They'll make a little market stall. We'll see what that looks like here shortly. We got to let the game kind of catch up a little bit to what it is. So this still under construction, but that looks like it's going to be able to produce quite a bit of carrots for us. So very exciting stuff. And then they've almost got this granary under fully built. So we'll just kind of zoom in, watch these guys hard at work. And I think it's really cool. Like each person's kind of doing a different thing. I mean, who knows what that thing is? But I think it's really cool. You can kind of watch the process. And I'm sure this is like ticking some check boxes for Cranky, because this looks like structurally like accurate. Like my understanding is that they came through and they did like a lot of research to how these buildings were made, the internal structure for them, and really modeled everything as accurately as they could. And I just think that's really cool. But they said that the whole premise is that you could pick a person and you could follow them throughout their day and watch every little process of their day, and it be not necessarily accurate, but as close to in a game mode of just watching them do their tasks and stuff like that. So you could pick on somebody from the hunting camp, you could watch them go out there, kill the deer, bring it back, and do the whole process, and then you can watch the whole process of the deer getting processed in an, I'm sure it's a non-gory way, and just see it from start to end, and I think that's really cool. But that does look hella cool. I feel like this is like right up your alley, Cranky. It's certainly right up mine. And I know Kayleen is like really into this too. The guy who made this is apparently some sort of extreme OCD nerd. This game is made by one person. One person made this, and it also had, it like broke records for like most wishlisted game on Steam. Like apparently like 4 million people wishlisted this. And like for it being in early access, This looks like a very good game. And there's so much more that there's like to come for this. This is a metric fuck ton and a half of research, yes. But it is fascinating. We're gonna speed this up just a little bit and watch this granary get finished. But it is really freaking cool. Construction finished, so we have a food stall now. That's what we've got at the market, so our people aren't gonna go hungry per se. Got some food happening. The granary here, to be able to safely store that food from the elements, is gonna be big. So you kind of have to like pick your order of operations here. Logging is absolutely going to be your #1 critical need because you can't build anything unless you have logs. So you got to get that logging camp going. That's #1. And if we look at this, we've got food for 3 months, fuel for 15 months. So it's coming together. That oxen bringing that little bit of wood. We definitely need to get another oxen as soon as possible. Why they didn't bring it from here? Poor little oxen, hard at work. If we come over here, you can check this out. Oops, sorry. Like he went hunting, he got a deer, and now we're watching him take care of the deer to provide food. It's not overly graphic. And then he just went and shot another one. Holy shit. And then he's going to drag it in. And he's going to slap it up there. And he's going to start working it. Check that out. Then she's going to dry her crotch out. What that looks like. Ah, you're doing great work, Steve. Like, nice. So, like, see, you can just absolutely love that hood, yes. Watch it from start to finish. And then they're down here still working on this. This is still getting worked. But look at that. They're already, like, farming the carrots. We're getting some food here. So I think we're going to be good. Let's check out our market. Look at that oxen, hard at work. Then we'll come over here. Gadget redeeming that extra life dono. Thank you so much. You see here we have our food stall. Don't really have. We have 18. So as food gets done, that will start populating food, and that's going to start populating for I've lost my train of thought. But you know what I mean. We'll have our food taken care of. We're going to come back over here. That is not where we are. Up here. There we go. That's so close to being done. And a little bit of like the struggle right now is because we kind of spread we spread ourselves out a little bit. Gadget, I've got you on the extra life list. Thank you so much. You guys are rocking it. But then once everything is like built and the storehouses and everything is going, the families that will be working these will have carts and they can move 10 at a time versus the 1-to-1 that we have now. So I am going to put one family on here. And we kind of got to like start watching this. We have 3 working families and only 2. But check it out. He's taking his cart and he can move 10 at a time instead of the 1 at a time. So you definitely want to have a family working your granary and a family working your storehouse. They're going to move your product around. And then once it's in here, that's what helps get to your market. So the big thing, I think, to start with, you want to get your wood going, you want to get your food going, and you want to get your supply and storage going. And then another critical need is looking to build another hitching post and getting another oxen to help with the workload. So we've got food for 3 months, fuel for 6. It's just moving that food around. So see how we've got 13 meat here? Doing the business. And then he'll also take from the supplies over here if there's any. Nope, he's gonna go take a break. That's okay. Well, oxen. Probably bringing wood, I would imagine, to this house. Oh, alright. Our storehouse is finished. Now, this is a big one. We gotta get a person on this immediately. It's only gonna leave us with one family to do work. But this is gonna help get our supplies solid. So see how she's got the cart? She's gonna go get those exposed resources. Start getting that paint. Well, poor little oxen. Then our hitching post got done. Excellent. So then what we'll do... Sorry, where did I place that hitching post? I placed it over here. So we have stable space. We're going to go ahead. It's going to cost us 20. It's only going to leave us overhead of 15. But we absolutely need a second oxen to get business done. We are going to do that. And then we just kind of like let things ride out until we get some supply built up. And we can start getting some stuff built. Because our next bit is going to be getting some housing built. So we can get more families in here and have more workers. No storage space left for production. Is it because... generic storage? Yeah, so that storehouse is going to come get those hides. That's why. That's okay. And then another thing to look at, so this hunting limit, you're going to hunt down until it drops to, say, 10. And then they're going to stop hunting and they're going to let those numbers repopulate. So because this is a rich deposit, that's going to take us a minute. When we get some more families, we can really get that popping. Alright, so as you can see here, all of these supplies have been picked up. Got another house built. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this immediately, and we're going to get that extra living space started. So they can get that second family plot. Look at that. They're making some carrots. That is what's up. And while this thought has popped into my head, you guys... for our Extra Life stream and how we're talking about giving away painted miniatures every $50 raised, you do not have to donate to be eligible for a giveaway. You just have to be here and be hanging out and present in chat, because we're gonna have it opened up to our chat. Okay, I don't want anybody to feel excluded. We had some resources stolen by nearby bandits. Those sons of bitches. Construction finished a firewood stall. Okay, so we're starting to get some supplies here, guys. We're running out of food! Listen here. We got meat. Okay, we are getting a little low. We've got ourselves a firewood stall. And then a food stall. These guys hard at work. See, this is Kingdom Come Deliverance with less archery fuckery. I don't know. We can have archers in here. All right. That's okay. We're gonna get this worked out. It's always rough in the beginning, but we should start to find a little bit of a balance. Come back from the ads to fuckery, exactly. Maybe the archery fuckery comes later, probably. We can have archers. One of the backyard things that we can do is have like a little workshop, and they can make bows, and then we can just have a big old archery unit. this little outhouse. They're making the fertilizer for our carrot farm over here. Once we are able to like harvest these carrots, we're gonna have some good food, I think. I don't think we like outgrew ourselves too fast here, really. Got wood, we've got wood, got our storehouse, we've got our granary, got second oxen coming. Okay, and what's nice is, so we've got this stable space. We could assign a permanent livestock to our logging. I don't necessarily know if I want to do that, because then it doesn't do work for everything else. We might hold off until we are for sure that we can spare our oxen from the get-go. Construction upgrade complete. Excellent. So we can take a look at this, and we know that food is a problem, so we're going to go ahead and knock out another vegetable garden. Can't have too much food. Because worst case is we develop a trade route, and we trade food away if we're producing too much. But right now, food is critical for us. So we're gonna try, and we're gonna have meat and we're gonna have veggies. It wouldn't be medieval if they didn't starve a little bit. You're not wrong, Silver. Can't remember who else besides Shez has played it. Not enjoying it vicariously through you. As have I. I have also not played Kingdom Come Deliverance. I might play the second one, but I don't know. Not entirely sure. Now, we're not really like, you can kind of leave this playing. So we have the logs here. The logs are kind of okay in the rain. They'll be fine. It was really this pile of supplies over here, like the bread and we ate all of our bread. Yeah, we just have the meat, but that's okay. We're gonna build that up quick. The logs will be fine. We will eventually get the logs. So we said that we were gonna build this way, correct? Like, let's take a look. Timber, our flax, our barley, our rye. Kinda went into our flax area. Here, rye is everywhere. And barley was oat. So this is really going to be like a little farming town. So we're going to look at building some more plots here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come this way. And I'm going to bring these down because we want to make sure that we have one little extension for each. And we could do 3 here with the nice little backyard. So we're going to do that. And that's going to be our 5 houses to get us started. Nice little oh man, that's gonna come out simultaneously on console. I think it was safe for, I thought it was safe for another 2 or 3 years. You're never safe. This is our iron deposit. We only have 162 iron, so that's not very deep deposit. That's gonna be okay. So we're at 2 and 2, so at least we're even there. And then we have +3. Not entirely sure what our homeless population is. How many of you guys are in these tents? Nobody currently. They're all hard at work. 6 meat. Okay, so this is kind of balanced out a little bit. It's not maxed out, so we're not losing anything. So that's good. So they're doing their thing. I wish there's a way to tell, like, how well that was, but we also don't have any hitting just yet. We've got to get our market supply. That's okay. Equilibrium will come. Got them. Okay, so something we can look at. Oh man, look at all these trees we're starting to take down. So some things for us to consider. We need to consider for firewood. Which I might make like our little firewood camp right here. Close enough to our camp here. Then we also have to consider for like forestry. I might like actually just like put this back here. We'll look at our road. Kind of connect that way. Roads are a free resource. Seems a little weird. But who knows? We might build like something like right here. I know charcoal is an option. So it's kind of already having like the road structure to help us out here. Got clay out here. So we won't necessarily get like anybody employed here because we got quite a bit of forestry resources. But we could also make, so we have to consider for our saw pit. Might put our saw pit here. Yeah, we'll leave that alone right now. Oh, whoa. Well, I mean, it got me a little closer to where I wanted to be. Okay. Perfect. New mercenary companies available. Alright, so our approval rating. This is gonna be a little rough for a little bit, just because we didn't build we didn't go super hard on houses to start with. Because we wanted to solidify we prioritized some other things first, which is okay. I think it will equalize. We'll be okay. Got these oxen hard at work. What's nice is there's not like an upkeep cost for oxen. Look, that little outhouse stayed out here. That's where they're getting their fertilizer. Look at that. Look at the sounds. Just like... Can we like follow these guys? Look at that. Pulling that lumber. I wonder if he's bringing it right here. Oh, he's taking it elsewhere. They're on an adventure. They're taking wood someplace. I wonder if they're like moving this wood up here. They're finally working on getting these supplies out of the rain. You're doing great, Thomas. Right? Transporting meat. Transport that meat. So our food is going up. Well, okay. It was up. We were at 3 months. It dropped down to 2 months. So this is gonna. It's going to balance itself. It will get there. Transporting that meat. Why are you doing that manually? Why don't you have a cart? Yeah, okay. You do you. Alright, look at that. He's bringing this log over here. Now, things are going to be a little bit on the slower side right now, just because we have one working family. This unassigned family, they're doing all the building for us, and we just dropped a whole lot on build. Let's actually set this to the highest. Let's let this house be the priority. And then I feel like we could do like another road like along the back here. Like a little bit of a cliffside here. Pretty nice. Yeah, we're gonna do some farming. So one of the things that we need to be considerate about is that we're gonna have to have a farmhouse to really utilize the farming, and each farmhouse has up to 8 families that can work it. So there are some tips and tricks to farming that I'm going to do my best to like guide you guys through as we go through it. So what you could do is make like one giant farm, but if you don't get the farm, or if you don't get like the planting and everything done, you lose out all of those resources. So really, the best way to do it is to just do a whole bunch of like little ones, and then have it to where they're just working like one massive field, but it's in chunks. When we plot this out, I'll show you what I'm talking about. But we're not quite there yet. That's future us problem. And we'll cross that bridge. Now we have a disabled shrine. The shrine doesn't really do anything right now. It's just kind of like a cosmetic thing. But I imagine as early access kind of progresses forward, we'll have something for it. It will mean something. So we have a granary here, and then we have a wind. With this being like where we're gonna do our farming, having a granary here isn't a bad idea. Eventually do like a. I feel like our church is gonna go like maybe like right here. Then we just kind of like fill in housing around it with like smaller backyards, so they're not entirely like focused. So we could like specialize them into other things per se. I have like an idea for it. That has some firewood and that has some meat. So we've got those working. Do we have we do have berries in this area. Berries right here. Kind of would put like a curve into that. Looks a little more natural. A little more, you know, a little more pathy. We'll set this low though. Then when we get some more people, that'll give us a good variation. I'm wondering if I put my market too far. Honestly, I don't think I did though. It shouldn't be too far away. All you need now is a hut with chicken legs. Listen, we're going to get some chicken farms going as well. We've got to get some money happening. We are currently out of money. But the second we get some money going, we're absolutely going to have some chicken farms. Best believe. Chicken farms will be a thing. In fact, what if, do we take a look at our church? Not enough goods, which I know. But if we plan for this, kind of like right there, maybe? If we do a road that like cuts across here. Okay. Kind of put like a little bit of a curve to it. There we go. So we'll put like our church like right here. So we'll do some housing here and we'll do like some chicken coop. Why did it just scream at me? How do I want the houses to face? Do we want them to face like this way? Kind of like that. Look at all that housing we could. Then if we kind of like lower it a little bit. So extra, 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 extra. No extra here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12 versus 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That might be the best number-wise. Chickens. Maybe like a brewery.
Is this beam straight? He thinks it is. But he's straight enough for this kind of work.
We could put like a road here, then get it to snap to fit the road, and delete the road. Maybe that's... We do kind of like this. Kind of like how we have that curve, right? And then come in here, and this front is all this way. Here. Bring it back this way. So that is a way for you to like kind of plot out how that looks for you. And then we kind of want to take this down to where we can have these doubled up as much as possible. We've got... Hold on. That's not what I wanted to do. It's just as easy as just hitting demolish. There's no resources here yet. That was my bad. I got a little click happy. But showing you a nice little tip and trick. So just kind of like do the road. And what we'll do is around the front. Our 4 points. A little bit so I can see that point. There we go. And then we want to hit just downgrade this. All right, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is the optimum. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 families right here. Ultimately, down the line. And then each one has a backyard. that we could do like a whole bunch of chickens, or we could specialize them. Do one like a brewery, one like a blacksmith, some chickens down here maybe. But we will go ahead and build this. Put our church here, and then we'll just kind of like fill in around it. So that's not too bad. And we'll just leave that road. So if you've got like a vision of how you want some housing to go, build your front road, build your back road, and then do your 4 points, because you have to have 4 points to build your space. Speed this up a little bit. This house coming along. This one's almost there. It is. That one's done. So we've got to get our approval rating up. So once that homelessness goes away, that will go up. Getting low on fuel. Okay. See, we can have like some orchards and stuff like that. Brewery extension, blacksmith, bakery, tailor, cobblers, joiners, fletchers, and arms. So we'll specialize some. Then we gotta think about like orchards. Which once we get like the iron deposit, like we can do like some orchards. Might be nice. Kind of take our housing that way. But we're struggling with firewood. So let's get our woodcutters lodge at the highest, because we're not getting any families until we hit 50% approval. And that's going to go away once the homelessness debuff goes away. So that's just a waiting game. But look at that. Our food's gone up to 4 months. Our fuel is where we're struggling. So let's take a look at this. We've got 9 timber. What we could do is we could put a pause on this building. And by putting a pause on this building, we get that family back. Then we can put them on here and get that firewood going. Wait for a family to come in and then get our logging camp back. So you kind of got to like do some adjustment as needed. But this is the fun part of like the resource management, you know what I'm saying? Oh, those damn bandits. We're gonna have to fuck their shit up soon. Alright, look at that. Let's get a family assigned here so we can start getting some firewood made. And let's see. So no road point that we need to make. My gosh. Does a tree make a sound when it's falling in the woods? But we've got the woodcutter's lodge here, and that's gonna get us some firewood. Let's look at these guys. They're in here. Oh man. Look at that. Getting some supply going. You know how I feel about some firewood. Chopping some firewood. Makes me very happy. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slow this down. I think I heard Miko bark. She might need to go outside. So I'm going to put this normal speed. Yeah, she's barking. And I'm going to go let the dogs out really quick. And let's just watch our people work. Alright, she did have to go. She's getting better about telling us, which is great. I just have to make sure I go let her out.
Carry this alone.
Alright, look at that. Getting some firewood going. So that should, there we go. 4 months food, 2 months firewood. So that's helping us out there. Got our saw pits, which will need planks at some point. But look at that. That's looking pretty solid. They're working on getting that forester's hut. So this has actually turned into like a really good forestry industry over here. We might do like a charcoal kiln over here. Look at that. And now we're not in the red anymore. 4 months food, 3 months fuel. That approval rate, that recent 30 days, that homelessness is going to go down. We've got room for people to live. Look at that. We're getting these houses built. We want to take a look at this. Let's go ahead and get the expanded living space. More room for people right from the get-go is great. Then we got to think about, we're getting that one built. We're going to do carrots for each of these two, but we need to get more regional wealth. Which we will do. Before you know it, we've got to get these houses built, and then we'll go to a small village, and we'll get a point. Figure out how we want to develop out our skill tree. So I believe each town, so you can build a town per region. So like when we scroll out, we can have one settlement here. If we get this area, we can have one here. This will have its own skill tree. This will have its own skill tree. If that makes sense. So you kind of want to get your area and then you want to specialize it. That's why we kind of took a look at this one to see what its specialization should be, and that would be farming. We're going to get our food supply figured out so that when we take over another area, say ideally, we kind of want to try and go for this one because it's got a rich iron deposit. This is where we can make our weapons and armor, and we can turn this into our army building settlement. We don't really need to worry about stone so much. This one would be like really good for food as well. So honestly, that spot is probably going to be our next critical spot, and hopefully we can get it. But who's to know? Worst case is that we can import too. We're going to take a look. We're going to set this to the highest priority. Watch these bad guys go. We'll up our speed a little bit. What are you guys thinking of the game so far? Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. I certainly am. I've been looking forward to this. I had an absolute blast last night with the guys playing some Pokemon Unite. And I'm really looking forward for that being our Wednesday nights again. But I'm also like really looking forward to us doing this game also. I've been watching so many like videos for like good tips and best practices and do this and don't do that. And trying to apply that here and see how that works for us. You're enjoying hearing about it? Excellent, Cranky. I'm so glad to hear that. Heck yeah. I do still plan Sunday. We're going to paint some minis. We've got our orc riding a dire wolf that we're going to be painting. A bandit camp was sighted. Okay. We should be getting an armament soon. Where are these bandit camps? We got a bandit camp right here, which will give us some money. Where's another bandit camp? Is that the only one? Must be the only. Nope, we've got another one right here. So we'll probably have to take care of these guys relatively quick. I'm 2,500 words into a plot outline, which is why everything takes me so goddamn long. This is all Kayleen's fault. This was not the writing I was supposed to do tonight. Is this that Mass Effect writing? I don't get to interact in the Discord too often with how busy I am these days, but I did see that there was some shenanigans going. I didn't get to dive deep into it, but I know you guys had some plot bunnies happening, hopping around all over the place. Kayleen's really good at that. They're very inspiring for story ideas. There are a lot of why Lumberjack AU is what it is. They'll all be there for you when you have time. I know. I just feel bad because I was like very active in there, and like lately it's just not happening. Get all dim carrots. I wish there was a way to like tell. Feels to blend on the plot size. I'm sure orchards are the same way. I think we'll get like this clay. We got like a little clay deposit or an iron deposit back here, but I might just do like a little row here and just like turn all this into orchards. All right, we're starting to hit food variety and fuel. I don't think like our marketplace is too far away. It shouldn't be. Do need to set up for underground water. We've got like a little spot right here. Got like a little spot right here. I don't think we have to have... Actually gonna kind of like try and fit it here. All right, and then we're gonna fit another one over here.
This is heavier than it looks. Bring this in, move that
Okay. All right, there we go. So a few wells. Okay. And I think at this point we just wait for some housing to get done. We'll speed this up a little bit. All 2,600 words in this, plus Kayleen's version, 2 Mass Effect Willow AUs. I love it.
Come on, laddie.
Bring it on. I would absolutely love to see that too. Alright, construction finished. So we got this one done. So we just kind of have to figure out... we're doing all of these vegetable farming. Easily. All of these will be vegetable farming. And then we'll have like 3 of these be like chickens. And then maybe these 3 we specialize into something else. And we might move our market. I don't know, but I still feel like that's like, it should be fine because it like transports automatically. Shouldn't need to. I think it's just a supply issue. Food for 6 months, fuel for 8 months. Okay. Nice. And we're just gonna go ahead and just straight up upgrade it right away. I want room for families. So as soon as we can pop off, we're gonna pop off. Excellent. We've got these 2 spots. So what's nice is that when we get these to level 3, it's gonna be 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. This will be like 40 families essentially. So you don't have to build a lot, you just have to utilize your plot space to the best of your ability. Honestly, I might go ahead. Kind of like connect these a little bit. Maybe like that a little bit. We'll think about that. New message. Strong militia is paramount to the survival of any settlement. Luckily, a shipment of weapons has just arrived, and you will now be able to create your first militia banners to serve you and protect your people. However, we will need more weapons to equip all the people as the settlement grows, either by making them or importing them from other lands. So let's form our militia. So what we can do is we're going to come down here to our army. We're going to create new units. So they sent us 20 spears and 20 large shields. So that is going to be a spear militia. So we can do this, right? So the male villagers will be evenly distributed between all militia units. They will then try to find the required equipment. The weapon and shield depends on the unit type, while the maximum quality of body armor and helmet depends on the villager's residential level. So we got to get our stuff leveled up so they have stronger armor. After bringing all the necessary equipment home, the unit recruits are marked as ready to rally. Only then will you be able to rally your unit. So this is kind of essentially how we get our army. So the spear unit is going to take 10 spears and 10 shields, because that's all the men that we have in this town, which is better than nothing. So then you can also have a Pullman militia. You can have the archer militia and then the militia footmen. So the militia footmen require swords and small shields. The Pullmen require the halberds, and then the archers require the bows. So we only have the spears and the shields. Alright, so we'll have them kind of get their weapons, get themselves rallied and ready. Our food and fuel has really balanced out a little bit. So let's take a look here. So fuel, the food variety is really where we're hurting a little. That's okay. So how are we looking on wood? We have 1 timber. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a pause here, and then we're going to unpause our logging camp. We're going to need wood. So we're kind of bouncing our family back and forth between these two. And what we need, hopefully, is families coming in soon. So we have a development point. So this is our development tree. And these are the things that we can look at. After you reach the next settlement level, you'll be granted a development point to spend. Unlock development branches to make your region more efficient. Then eventually we'll have policies, and we'll need a manor for those. So we have to determine what it is that's best going to serve us in this area. So this area is going to be a farming area. So we're really going to kind of look at what we've got going on up here. So a heavy plow is definitely going to be important for us. Bakeries produces bread with twice the efficiency, blocking them from being assigned to other jobs. Then we've got fertilization, so it allows us, so really the plow and the fertilization will be a big one. Irrigation is going to be important because it's going to help us fight droughts. Our orchards, so we can get apples. And then rye cultivation give us rye that can be processed into flour. And we can build rye all over this place. But we'll see. We'll see if rye is really going to be important for us. So this is our farming area. So this is really where we're going to put all of these points. And I think we cap out. There's only so many that we can get to go into this tree. And then there's like another, for like trade, you're going to want to put some points in as well. So trade logistics, so it'll only cost a maximum of 25 to open trade routes. Foreign suppliers, you can get a firewood cart and a food cart, so that'll kind of like give you basic supply for your area. Armor making down here, so that might be what we look at. So there's charcoal burning. And then of course this was going to be beekeeping, advanced beekeeping, advanced skinning, trapping. Hunters also collect hides from traps, and then these are gonna, more of these are coming. So honestly, this don't necessarily need to go heavy plow just yet. We also have sheep breed, so we could do a sheep trade. Sheep's not going to give us anything other than a means for trading, so we might not necessarily want to go there just yet. It's going to give us the best. Firewood cart and a food cart. I don't know how many points we max out at. Is it 5? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Would not be doing sheep. Passive, so we need wealth for that, though, is the problem. So that's not going to do us anything from the get-go. This isn't going to do us anything from the get-go. Which gives a passive increase. So then we wouldn't necessarily have to have anybody working the hunting lodge. Where do we put the first point? Convert 1 firewood into 2 charcoal, making fueling twice as efficient. We did 1, 2. Cost of 50% reduced. Definitely don't want this. Policies are not going to do us any good. Oh, man. We'll go charcoal. We'll go charcoal. Which means... this over here. I want this to like fit in. Looks kind of natural. Probably put one like right there. Okay. We got to get our supply built up first though. We are hurting for lumber, so we're going to get those guys going again. All right, we're at least getting starting to get some numbers. It's starting to look okay. And then once this hits 50, we're going to start having families come in. It's going to start cranking off. I want to take a look at our spear guys here. We're going to mobilize them. We've got a bandit camp right here. So I think I want to rally them right here. And then we're going to let them sit there for a second. Because I'm hoping we could take this camp out and get some money, which will allow us to do like maybe like some chicken coos. Get our chicken going so we can get some food variety, which is going to help us out. That's going to be important for us. Need that money. Now that's disabled. Can I... Nothing's stored inside, but I can't like restore it either. It's just kind of there. Just kind of something to see, something to look at. That's okay. Look at our little houses go. Look at like the little fences. I just love how aesthetically pleasing all of this is. And honestly, I might just like make like a straight line across the back, then kind of connect it. Just so that like looks visually appealing. Kind of box those in a little bit, but then we can kind of like move along. Maybe do some houses this way where the back is kind of facing. We're gonna do what did we say we were gonna do here? We were gonna do like some plant. Some barley. Take a look here. Similar to wheat, rye can be processed into flour, but it's more resilient and therefore can grow in places with utility. Rye would be pretty good to get, because then we could always move our farms around. Alright, moving your units. We're going to look at a little bit of combat here. Hold and drag to form a line. Hold Alt while dragging to keep a formation when multiple units are commanded. Then we can hold Control to draw waypoints for a single squad. Okay. So we've got 10 out of 10. So morale is the willingness to fight. Some stances will become unavailable. Eventually, unit battle fatigue. They become tired from when they're running. So we definitely don't want them to run. We want them to just kind of march. That affects their effectiveness, and that's their attack and defense multiplier. The unit might have a hard time fighting uphill, or archers struggle while shooting in the rain. Hold tab to inspect the details. Oh, hey. Got it. Oh, that's pretty cool. So you can actually kind of see where things are. Traveling merchants and stuff. That's pretty cool. And the cost of our housing and stuff. So we want to take a look at these guys. The effectiveness is 75%. We actually have some bandits coming our way. They've spotted us. So I think we're going to stand our ground. We're going to let them come to us. And we're going to fuck their shit up. Hopefully. The bandits stole shit from us. Alright, we got to fuck their shit up. Alright, our first battle.
Yes, sire.
We're going to stand our ground. Here we go. Let's slow this down a little bit. This looks a little scary. So our defense is doubled. Nobody's died yet. They're at 16 and we're at 10. They're at 15 and we're at 9. Uh-oh. Then 14 and 9. Okay, so we're kind of starting to pick them off a little bit. 13 and 9. 12 and 9. Okay. 11 and 8. We're losing some of our guys, but... Uh-oh. 11 and 7. 11 and 6. 9 and 6. Stand your ground, guys. I believe in you. Alright, now we have more numbers than they do. Just poke the shit out of them. Alright, 3 and 5, 3 and 4. Oh gosh, that was brutal. Hey, alright. Destroy a squad of brigands with a squad of militia in a non-battle. So they came to us and we said, get the fuck out of here, guys. So now we should be able to go take out the bandit camp. We got all these dead bodies. We're gonna have to do something about that. Oh, that was a massacre. Oh man. Okay. These guys are fleeing. We're gonna kind of chase them down. We're gonna take out this bandit camp. And that gave us some influence. We got 320 influence from that. But we have to go take care of the bandit camp to be able to get any. Right, our dude's a little slow, but we're doing it. Speed it up just a little. Now that we're like in motion. Effectiveness 119. Like we are motivated. We just fucked some guys up. Alright, so there we go. So that camp taken care of. And then searching through the enemy belongings, you find a stash of goods so they can be sent to our people who surely need them. Although it is our right to keep it. We're going to send it to the nearest town. So that gave us 177 regional wealth. That gives us some money to play around with. So then we're going to take these guys and we're going to pull them back here. Let those guys go. But we got to get them back on our side first and foremost. So now that we've got this money, we can take a look and see what we can spend it on. So we can absolutely, possibly look at our hitching post. Need planks. How are we doing on wood? We have 1 timber. How about we put 2 families on here for right now? We have no families to guide the ox. Never mind. Have to have ox guiding. This is up to 46% though, so we should be having some families pop in soon. Regional wealth. Did we get 2 regional wealth? We're at 354. I don't know if that was right or not. That's a lot of money. And that's great, because then what we can do is we can turn around, go ahead and set up carrots for all 3 of these. So now we've got some food farming happening. This is working pretty well for us. That should have some pretty good yield. Those are pretty sizable. And are these guys back across our border yet? Not quite. But as soon as they are, we'll disband them and let them kind of recuperate a little bit. That's going to help us out with food. So we're at 11 months of food and fuel for 12 months. So we were kind of a little iffy there for a little bit. And now we've kind of balanced out a little bit. So we had a couple of rough months. And now we've got food and fuel to get us through a year. That's going to start popping off. So then perhaps what we can start looking at. So we're going to get probably our hitching posts upgraded to stables. And get some more oxen. Because that's inevitable that we're going to need more. Because then we can take one of them and we can get it permanently assigned to our logging camp. So we can start getting some planks. We can really start figuring this out. But we might not need much more in terms of housing for a little while. Especially if we do these 3 as chicken coos. And we specialize these 4. Put it like our little church right here. We might be able to do like some small housing to kind of like fill in the gaps. But we also got to start looking at like doing some specialties and stuff. Got hides, so we could definitely make a tannery. Costs 4, but it turns hides into leather. This is where our hides are, so I would almost build that tannery maybe like right here or something. Back off the... That bodies need burial. We need to build a corpse pit. Workers become great. I feel like a corpse pit probably go over here. Just like nobody needs to see that. Just kind of like follow. like pathing there. All right, and then we will disband that unit. Let them get back to what it is that they're doing. But if this is where like a lot of combat's going to be going, it's probably not a bad idea to have that corpse. And you want to have a road just so it's a little bit easier for people to move along. Just gonna speed these guys up. They're gonna get to the road because that's how they're gonna get back into town the quickest. There we go. Look at those guys go. So this house got built. So let's go ahead and get a chicken coop going. We're gonna do these 3 as chicken coops. And 20 corpses. New mercenary companies available. I think for our mercenaries, it comes out of our treasury, which we don't really have anything just yet. But these guys, they're working. We're at 47%. Okay. Homelessness -3. They're gonna forget that soon. And we got room for days for families. Our oxen's hard at work here. Mercenaries sits up straighter. Hello. Yes, we can hire mercenaries to like beef up our army. But we have to have money in our treasury. We don't have treasury. I feel like we're going to be fine through winter because we have 12 months of food and 11 months of fuel. So we should get by okay. Expensive, but so useful. Yes. When we start like claiming other territories and the fights really start happening, we're going to have mercenaries. It's going to have to be a thing. We'll do our absolute best. All right. So we've got a plot made. So this one, we're going to go ahead and upgrade this one for chickens as well. Then we're going to expand this living space. But look at that, we got some chicken coops happening. Look at all damn chickens. This is going to give us more food variety. This is going to give us some eggs. So we'll have meat, veggies, and eggs happening. People suffering from disease may stop working. Access to herbs might speed up the recovery, while a varied diet increases disease resistance. So we're going to have to do our berry farm and do herbs as well. It's okay. Let's take a look at our granary. How are we doing on storage? 56 out of 500. We're doing. I'm going to move this hitching post. We're going to relocate that. We're going to bring that down. So we're going to put that hitching post there. Because we can upgrade it to a stable once we have some wood. Pretty good. But we kind of want the oxen a little bit more centralized. Alright, then we're going to upgrade this one to chicken as well. So we've got 3 chicken coops. And then these 4 we might save for specialization down the line. So we'll leave them right now. But to suffice it to say, we're getting to the point where we're going to be okay with food. really start looking at specializations and getting some farms built up. Then we can start looking at trade as well. We might do our church here and then set up like our trading post. And maybe figure out where we want our castle to go. Or our manor at least. You like right here? I'm not sure. Look at this. This is kind of starting to come together a little bit. It's looking good. Alright, so we can expand this living space. Expand that living space, and that was still under construction.
Does that roof look straight to you? Or does it have a certain
We're not going to specialize these yet. Goats are going to just give us hides. We're going to do apple orchards elsewhere.
If I have to spend
But we might do
I'd like to freeze me balls off, even with his wife to keep me warm.
Naples production of shoes,
When
blacksmith,
does work on the roof, good sir?
brewery, shields, and shop. So we've got 4 that we could specialize. And I might honestly specialize in weaponry and then might be what we do. Generic storage is full. Okay, so that's just the saw pit. The saw pit's gonna trigger that. Construction reserve. Set that. Let's head back to our town. So it's starting to get into our winter season. And we can tell because snow is starting to fill out on our map here. So you actually just get to watch the seasons change. That's really cool. See these guys doing some firewood. Those far houses not getting any wood. Makes me concerned. Getting a food variety. Do we just not have the market close enough? Saying water access. We'll put like our church here and then see. It triggers for that. We might have to like move our market more like this corner maybe. Fact. Now might be the time to sleep.
Bloody frigid winters. Only 2 toes left, and my wife says she'll go and live an old ton 6 toes if I
Do
live
that.
this one.
That's gonna give us 21 market stalls.
We all know what that means.
7. I don't think we need 7. 13's definitely enough.
Is it me? Or is that hinge a bit stiff?
How does that give us 21 and then we
That
pull it out? It
actually
only
needs
gives
some
us
coffee.
20. It's 20. I kind of want to figure out for the church. I don't want to centralize it, right? Alright, what do we need to build this? We need 20 planks. How are we doing on 5 timber?
Watch your head there.
We might just have to let this run a little bit. Stone. We might let these sit. Now, the chickens should still give us food, even in the winter. We won't be able to do any crops, though. Got food for this. 69. It's all meat, though. Okay. 3 eggs. Got that hitching post moved. Planks to be able to upgrade that to stable. A little homeless tent went away, though. It's nice.
Does that roof look straight to you? Or does it have a certain jaunty angle to it?
Forger hut on construction. Did we get our corpse pit? That's still under construction. I wonder what happened to the bodies then. Then of course we have clay here. That deposit will... Okay, hold on. Maybe we don't need to move it. To see that one at the very end has access to firewood now.
Why do I have to carry this alone?
Okay, maybe it's just a supply thing. Okay. That's looking a little better. So I thought that like we wouldn't have to move per se. How are we doing on wood? We've got 10 timber. Our approval rate still just at... We need planks. So I'm going to pause this. Turn that back on. Put a family. Honestly, do we have anything that's building? Yeah, alright, so we're still building our forager hut and we're still building our corpse pit. No, the corpse pit is done. Okay. Do we still have the bodies, the massacre? No, because the bodies have gone away. Okay. Well, the corpse pit's there for future use. So knowing that, I actually might just let these go. Be like, I know we've got things that need to be built, but let's get our wood going really quick. Let's just like jump this to 3. Let's take a look at how the saw pit looks. Making some planks for us. Got a nice little supply here at the logging camp. Oxen hard at work. All right, we've got 10 planks. Nice. $15 planks. Okay. So I think I want to get this upgraded. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put a pause on the logging camp. Let's get this upgraded to a stable really quick. Then do we have enough to build our church? Oh, we need... We have 13. Okay. I want to do this first because we desperately need another oxen. Let's get that stable built so we can get ourselves another oxen ordered. Because it takes... We can only place this order once a month. So we wouldn't be able to order another one for 30 days. So kind of prioritizing that is going to help us out a lot. Because then we can do, I think at that point, be able to dedicate an oxen to our logging. And have another one to do other tasks. So that's really going to help us out with our wood. Alright, and our forger hut is done. Nice. And we're at 48% on our approval, so that's good. Alright, so let's take a look. How many... Resource stolen by the bandits. Those fucking bandits. Alright, so we have 3 now. I'm going to permanently assign a livestock. I'm going to click out of it, and then it should... eventually assign one. They had a bandit camp sighted. Okay. We got 8 timber and 23 planks. So I'm going to put a pause on this. Get the wood going back up. So now we have 1 builder good to go. Expand that living space. We'll expand that living space. That one doesn't get space. Perfect. And then if we were to rally some troops. 10. Where is that bandit camp? Giving us some trouble. Got a bandit camp here. Got a bandit camp over here. I don't know who's stealing from us, but we're gonna rally right here. Maybe. We don't want him to run. We kind of want him to walk. We're gonna see what we can do bandit-wise. You are fucking up some meat. Got meat. So one of the things that we're gonna need to get built is a tannery. I'm gonna kind of build that over here, away from town a little bit. I might put it like up here in the tree line. Is this gonna smell, right? I kind of put it like right. It's near the storehouse. Actually, we'll kind of like back up here. Go. Just a little authenticity. We'll do like a couple of paths here. I don't know. Not sure how I like that. That removed. removed. Seems a little more natural. There we go. And then just depending how they want to take that. Of raiders roaming the nearby lands, should we track their steps? Yes. Track their movements. Alright, our little guys. Can we see? Can we tell? Anywhere in the horizon? We're definitely gonna go take out this bandit game, though, I think. These guys keep messing with us. They keep stealing our shit. We gotta take them out. 49% market food variety. Okay. So getting the carrots and the chicken and the meat gives us a good variety without us even touching the berries, which is nice. So once we hit 50%, we should start to see our population, and boom, we've got houses ready to go. Then we're going to start looking at farming. So that population just pops off. These tree lines are kind of... We might be able to get, like, right here before we're spotted. Ideally. Kind of the plan. But we got to move ourselves carefully because our effectiveness is super important. And if we run... We're gonna tire ourselves out. Oh, these guys over here. That's some big numbers. That's making me nervous. Watch them try and take this area that we want. That's gonna be rough. Because I don't think we can, like, claim an area. Yeah, we need 1,000 influence to claim. And this is where we really want, because we want that rich iron deposit. So we can make weaponry. If we might get delayed a little bit in what our game plan is. Not too much that we can do with that, but that's okay. Worst case is, like, we come down here or something, we develop a very strong trade route and get resources brought in, able to make. Might be what we have to do. Alright, we're gonna let these guys kind of get here and rest up a little bit because they're in their spot. And don't you need to go to bed, honey? But I'm playing my game. Ugh, you're right. My bedtime. Makes me sad. Alright, so we got these guys here. We're gonna let them rest. Alright, we're gonna kind of formate them like that. That's not a word. Kind of, there we go. There's a nice little line. We're gonna let them rest up. Their effectiveness is 120%. Okay. So I wonder, can we get them here without getting spotted? Did you open any Lorcana cards? I did. You got an RLS Legacy and the what's this card? Jim Hawkins. The legendary one. Like a roll. So those were your 2 hits out of that pack. having a pretty good night. Just finished surgery and I'm waiting for my nurse to bring me back a popsicle. Like, love that. Love that, babe. Ooh, that's a good pack. Yeah, that was a pretty good combo in that pack. I'm very happy with that for you. They're coming this way. 36, 36, and 36. There's no way we are fighting that with what we're currently doing. We just got like 10 little spear guys. That's all we've got happening. Which is rough. Oh, man. Alright, I think they might spot us at this point. As they're sending guys out. So we're gonna do a line. Whoops. We're gonna stand our ground. We're gonna see how this goes. 10 against 16. We won it the last time. Got some effectiveness. They got some effectiveness too. We're gonna see how this goes. We're gonna do this battle, and then we'll look at raiding out. All right, our units are approaching. We'll get into position first. And they still got to get to us. So we will stand our ground and let them come to us. Kind of let them wear themselves down a little bit. Cranky redeeming that extra life dono. Thank you so much, Cranky. This is an excellent opportunity to remind you guys, now is the time. If you haven't redeemed your extra life dono for the stream, make sure you guys do that. You sent me something on my phone. Is it nudes? Oh. Okay. Cox is still saying they're trying to restore service. Jeez. That's awesome. You absolutely need that. Alright. We are in combat. So we're at 104 effectiveness. They're at 98 effectiveness. So we should handle this very well. We've got our stand our ground. So our defense is higher. I want it. I believe it. Could absolutely get it for you. I think I know where we're going to out to. Alright, we're not seeing any number changes, but we have higher effectiveness. Like, we're doing pretty damn well. Alright, we might not be doing too well. We're at 9, they're at 14, we're at 7? Oh my gosh, we're just going to have to let this play out. This is nerve-wracking. Stand your ground, guys. Double. Got a little scared there. They changed their tactic. You kind of got to watch it. You can't let it do that. All right, there we go. Kind of balanced out a little bit. No, don't give ground. No. Oh, it's because our effectiveness has fallen. Oh, do we just, like, equally wipe each other out? Get in here, guy. I believe in us. We can do it. This is nerve-wracking. This is on the edge. No! Yes! 2 versus 1. We can do it. I just need one guy to live. Oh, he died. Okay, it's 1v1. No! Oh, you son of a bitch! Fuck. Alright, well that was awkward. Okay, well we're just gonna come back over here and pretend that never happened. I don't know who that was. Who did that? Alright, well we're at 50%. Hopefully that means we've got families coming in soon. So we're gonna pause it here. We're gonna pretend we didn't see nothing. Who was that? Whomst? Alright, we gotta rename this. We're gonna call this our stream game. We'll overwrite that. There we go. So I have my test game and then we have our stream game. Perfect. That was a little brutal there at the end. But we will overcome. We will adapt. That was a whole thing. Alright, we're gonna raid out. It looks like somebody from Matt's community is online. Playing some Fortnite. So let's go give some love to Mermaid Dom. And guys, I will see you on Sunday, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Central Time. We're going to be painting miniature on stream. I'm very excited about it. It's going to be a orc riding a dire wolf. So don't miss that. We'll have some chill vibes, some music playing, and really just kind of enjoy our weekend and start gearing up for the week to come. So let's go give Mermaid Dom some love. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you. I want you guys to have a good night, okay?